Yeah, I got waivers. You know how we do. Man, like Philly in the building. Trust me. You said 8 o'clock. Come on. Jeez. You know how we do, man. Poor people stream. Poor people struggling out here, man. So let me play a one tune for the poor people then.
Instead of peace and land, you have no problem with parents. Don't come give me your eviction notice. The poor people don't have no patience. The notion you have gone to be a gun. Me do your come slavery as a African. You want to tell me where my land come from? We own so much land. You know we island. Tell me.
Alright, come on. Shout out my brother DM. I'm gonna let him go in, yeah. You gotta mute your YouTube though, fam. Alright, come on.
We're here.
Yeah, you gotta mute your YouTube, man. You're in real time, fam. um, yeah, man, big up yourself, Dark Magician. Long time you ain't been on the hangouts. Obviously, man, them get busy and all that. Yeah, you get me, and things happen and so and so. So, gonna try and make it at least once a week catch up on issues for the poor. You get me? 'Cause yeah, man. The poor people, them, you get me? We care about them still. So, obviously, it's the stream about universal credits. There's a few people who are going to jump on a bit later still, but I'm going to let you just go on little
Cool.
chat now. And
Can you hear me good, yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you nice and clear.
Cool. All right. So, yeah, I mean, this is a subject that is very close to my heart, and it's also a professional occupation for me. So I guess I'd like to begin by speaking about what universal credit is and what it was supposed to achieve. So the Department of Work and Pensions introduced universal credit to replace 6 means-tested benefits for working age households. That was the benefits of job seekers allowance, income support, housing benefit, employment and support allowance, working tax credits, and child tax credits. The aim of this was to encourage more people into work by introducing better financial incentives, simpler processes, and increasing requirements on claimants to search for jobs, to reduce fraud and error, and to reduce the costs of administrating benefits. I'd like to open up with a statement to say that the DWP and the Tory executive who have implemented this change have failed on every single count. Not only has universal credit been a spectacular failure, but it's cost more money and more lives than it's ever been able to save. And it's been one mistake after another. And that's my opening remark on universal credit. Would anybody else like to come in and talk about that and make a statement on that?
No, yeah, there's no one on the panel yet still, man. So
they haven't come in yet. Okay, all right, yeah. So I mean, like, so, you know,
go further.
Everybody has heard the plethora of stories and newspaper clippings talking about how people are living in tents now because of universal credit. And I believe that in February 2019, a few months ago, the Independent did an article showing that you're more than 6 times likely to fall into rent arrears if you're under universal credit. And so this is one of the failings of universal credit. It's if you move on to universal credit, you're more than likely to fall into rent arrears, and you're going to end up, having debts and having to go to food banks because you're waiting up to 5 weeks to receive any kind of payment for universal credit. And it's just another example of a Tory government using punitive measures to destroy people's lives and getting away with it. And I, for one, and especially the people that I work with, we are extremely concerned about universal credit and the difficulties that people are having to live with, especially disabled people and vulnerable people in our society who are extremely affected by universal credit. And so universal credit for me needs to be stopped. The good thing about universal credit is that it was supposed to have been rolled out this year, and then that was moved to 2020, and now it's looking like 2023 and possibly 2025. And we don't even know if that's actually going to be achievable. So if there's anybody listening to this who's worried about being forced to be moved on to universal credit, I'd like to let you know now that you cannot be forced to be moved on to universal credit. Okay. The only way that you can be moved from your benefit that you're on now onto universal credit is if there's a change of circumstances, like a change of address. If you are advised by the DWP to move on to universal credit, you do not have to. Okay. So, and the fact that universal credit is possibly not going to be a fully rolled out across the country until 2025 plus should give people some sort of a hope for the future. And I hope that can come as some relief to people who, if they're listening to this and they're worrying about universal credit, you don't have to be moved on to universal credit. You can retain your legacy benefits of employment support allowance, job seekers allowance, income support, housing benefit. One of the other difficulties with universal credit that most people might be aware of is that it's a rolling of 6 benefits in which you will now receive as the claimant the full amount, and you will have to administer the funds yourself. Now, straight away, even the slowest mind can know that we're dealing with people who probably aren't going to be the best at administering their funds and knowing what to do with their funds and how to budget those funds in the best way possible. So, for instance, there are stories of mums being given advance payments under universal credit, and the first thing they do is to go out and buy a big shop they fill up their freezers and they buy all the necessities, and they end up not having enough to pay their rent and to pay all their other bills. And so trying to roll all of your payments into one and then giving it to somebody to administer on their own is going to be a recipe for disaster. And we're seeing this time and time again with universal credit. It's just another aspect of universal credit that shows, you know, how fundamentally flawed it is as a public policy in welfare system. Can you still hear me?
Big up, bro. Yeah, we can hear you, man. I was just letting you do your thing in it, obviously, because you got limited time.
Yeah. I can only stay for like another 20 minutes, but yeah, I hope that's been some help to forward the discussion.
Yeah, man. I got Captain Rambo just joined the panel. One of the man from Gang, you get me, organisation that obviously that we go out there trying to do whatever we can, and each member does whatever they can separately as well. You get me? So I've got my big sis 9 Ether in the live chat as well. And hopefully sis 9 Ether will jump on as well still. But yeah, man, Captain, did you have anything to say about the universal credits thing?
Well, boy, is I haven't heard all of the conversation, bro. I just heard the last about it. That I've been through the university credit sagas myself, and it's not. I'll tell you how it really is. For you to live on it, it's very hard to live on it because they leave you with £300 and odd, yeah, for you for a whole month. That should be for your that money's there to clothe you, feed you, pay your gas and electricity. And boy, I tell you the truth, it takes at least £40 a fucking week almost for your gas and electricity alone. Plus you, if you eat, boy, shopping now, it's like what? Fuck, a week time, an average man on his own can really fucking have like, what? £50 a week now. Yeah, so really, you left with fuck all, bro. Yeah? And what's happening now, a lot of people has been asking me about the situation, because when they choose not to pay you for a whole month, it falls back on your landlord. Yeah? So if you got like a fucking average monthly one-bedroom house, one-bedroom bed sit now, is really what? £500 a month, bro. Yeah? If that. Because the average, like, on the housing rent, like when you rent of your landlord privately, your average a week is really like £75 to £80 a week for a room, yeah? So they're paying for that, but what you left with, it leaves you in dire straight, you get what I'm saying? It will leave you in the arrears. Because what happens is this, if you get a bed sit now, the time the housing benefit pays up or goes through the procedure, it takes really a month. So your week in hand is disappeared, yeah? Right, then you got to chase, then now, this is the problem. If you go for a job now, yeah, and it goes around in the system that you worked, even for a month, and it goes back, they automatically cut you off. So you're in a lose-lose situation with this universal credit. Regardless if it's for rent and for food, you can't survive on it. And I don't know anyone who can survive on it on its own. Because if that, you get what I'm saying, Bigger? Like really, like what I'm saying is, yeah, I was in like 3 months arrears, bro, yeah, for what the universal credit did to me. It took me like fucking 3 months to really pay back my landlord his money, or we've been thrown out because what the housing benefit pay the universal tax, the universal credit really pays for your rent and everything for a month. Remember, like back in the days, you used to get every 2 weeks.
Mm.
Yeah? What it is, remember the outcries in the early 2000s and the 90s when you were in the crisis loan and stuff. All of that stopped. It's very hard for you to even get a loan now. You know what I mean? You can't fucking, it's so hard. They will keep you on the phone or keep you in the job center for hours. It's so hard. And it's basically like a network. It's like the head office is not even in your local benefit office. It's always in Macclesfield, like fucking Luton side, Dunstable side. You get what I'm saying? And that's where the big main office is. Like you go to the office complaining doesn't really help, bro. But what it is fucking people's lives up. I know so many people like deteriorating weeks and weeks and weeks. Some people are forced to go on these vaping cigarettes because you can't afford fucking cigarettes no more. You get what I'm saying? It's £10 a pack. So everybody's on his vapor. This job, basically, the only thing I can really highlight right now with this universal credit situation is they say it's there for people so you can't afford it. You can't live in South and try fucking sign on in North London and everything. So it's totally like a fucking first stage of the New World Order, basically. Really. You know what I'm saying? Yo.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, AC. I work with people who are disabled, and luckily most of them are not being moved on to universal credit for one reason or another. But there are a few people that are moved on to universal credit, and we have to help them navigate that system, and it's extremely difficult for them. It's a punitive system designed to make poor people's lives extremely hard. And
See that disabled, hold on, see that disabled benefit? Weren't that once upon a time incapacity benefits?
yeah.
Yeah? Do you know what they have done to so much people? If you have to be, you gotta have a social worker, you gotta have at least a caseworker to really to support you when they try to shift you onto that onto the universal credit, because I was on incapacity and basically they rip you off. But what they've done is told people that you can't have incapacity benefits no more. You should be on disabled benefits. And what they do is now is use their doctors and stuff. And boy, if you don't come up with no X-rays about your fucking back, your leg, or none of that, they'll shift you over to the incapacity benefit. It's like Lambeth, Wandsworth, Croydon Borough is full steam ahead of it. Yeah? Full steam ahead. There's no such thing as really how disabled benefit. Let's say you're in a wheelchair now, or you got meningitis where one of your limbs is, one of your limbs is shortened than the other. Bro, you gotta be really, really sick to really pull any of those stuff off. And as you know, if you work in a job center or work with you work with people like you deal with this case, you understand that you got people who was told for almost 20 years that you're okay, you don't need to worry about your benefit, we will see that you won't be troubled. But what happened, I don't know, and I ain't gonna blame fucking Theresa May or any of that, because you will see that, I saw that kind of coming when it was rolling out, that it was meant. Bro, it's so hard, bro. Even you, it's like, it's no point trying to fake the benefits to be on benefits no more. You're better off if you're not sick, try and get a job, bro. Because living on like what, 300 quid a month ain't the one for anybody. But continue, bro.
Yeah, I mean, so you're right. Incapacity benefit was done away with by employment support allowance. And what was introduced was the work capability assessment, And what that introduced is the government was able to take away the doctors and the real medical professionals, the actual medical professionals of each claimant, and replace that with what was called an independent assessor provider like Capita or Atos. Now they are private companies who are delegated by the DWP to undertake assessments of people. Now, a lot of the time, these so-called healthcare professionals are not even, you know, so for instance,
qualified.
if you have Asperger's, if you have ASD, autism, and you are going in to have an assessment, you're potentially having an assessment with a so-called healthcare provider who has no understanding of autism
Thank you.
whatsoever. No understanding. And this is how, this sleight of hand, this is how it works. So the DWP are under the Equality Act, Section 149 of the Equality Act. They have a public duty not to discriminate against people based on their protected characteristic, okay? But when they delegate to a private company to undertake the assessment for them, they have the final say based on a delegated private company who undertake the assessment, and therefore they split the liability between the two. So when you want to make a complaint about the assessment that you've undertaken, the complaint has no bearing upon whether you're entitled to benefit or not. And so the assessors can get away with absolutely anything that they want to. And we hear these horror stories of people going in to have their assessments and they are treated with the utmost disrespect. And it's just, you know, it's despicable the way that disabled and people who are ill are treated. And, you know, all they can do is complain, but the complaint has no bearing upon whether they
does it. Because what it is, yeah, remember what you are really doing, you are opening up the fucking can of worms now. You're exposing that the government has multiple agencies, yeah, right, who is actually going out to make these statistics, make these rulings, make these things. Hopefully these people ain't really qualified doctors, as you really say, and it's all a backhander. What it is shifting responsibility away from the government. Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
So when you report to employment tribunal or anything like that, it just goes round and round in the damn system. Pretend you get your real lawyer and not a damn solicitor on the case, yeah, you find out that they will start backdating you a fucking year. But because people don't have a lawyer and have a right law, how should I put it? Somebody who's fighting your side.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, like, I don't want to, you know, turn this into a benefits drop-in session, but I mean,
cool.
There are. If anybody's listening to this and they're worried about how to apply for their benefits, okay, like for a PIP or DLA or for ESA, there are ways in which you can, you know, help yourself to make a successful application. You know, there are people out there like Benefits and Work. They have some great information that you can use to, you know, centralize your application to show how you can show that you meet the activities under the PIP descriptors and how you meet the activities under the work capability assessment. So there are ways in which, you know, and for me personally, I help people to focus their applications to show, because, you know, 80% of appeals that go to the first tier tribunal are successful because people are actually able, in a court of law, in a tribunal, to show their medical evidence away from the assessor's assessment, and they become successful. But a lot of people don't know how to go about that, don't know what to do, don't know how to engage with the process, and they need more and more help. So unfortunately, I've got to shoot now because I have to go. But
Big
yeah,
up.
I
You know
hope
what?
that's been.
I was just wanted to add to this conversation. It doesn't help that the fact that most people are taking advantage of this service. For example, the disabled badge. For example, a lot of people have taken advantage of the disabled badge. So that's why they have gotten tighter with the regulations of getting a disabled badge, as well as people making up symptoms so they can on purposely get disability allowance, which doesn't help the situation of people who are actually ill and are actually suffering from a disability.
Right. Okay. So you're feeling. Sorry, who are we speaking to?
It's Mills.
Okay, Mills.
Big up, bro.
Yeah, big up, man. Yeah. So I get that. I get the public outcry for, you know, we don't want to be giving money to people who don't deserve it. Absolutely, of course, right? But there's a disconnect there between. So, for instance, if you look at the two main disability benefits, which is personal independence payment and employment support allowance, now universal credit, but that you still have to undergo a work capability assessment under universal credit. There are activities that you can look at, and there are people like who have MS, for instance, and their symptoms are remitting and relapsing, okay, and they're unable to access these benefits because of the type of disabilities that they have. Now, you know, I understand what you're saying. You know, we don't want to have people, you know, who shouldn't be entitled to these benefits undertake getting them, okay, but in reality, in application, what we've seen is what happened when these new measures came in. A huge amount of people automatically being denied and having to go through extreme hardships. Now, you know, for me, I think that is the wrong way to go about, you know, reforming a system, because what's actually
Catch-22 in it.
What's actually happened is that, you know, it's become okay from that sentiment that you have, which is valid. It's been able to, the government, the executive, the Tory executive has been able to hide behind punitive measures that have really hurt. People have died. Hundreds of thousands of people have died, actually, through Freedom of Information Acts. With certain bodies and certain pressure groups have been able to show that there are hundreds of thousands of people have died as a direct result of their benefits being stopped. And, you know, I can't countenance that. I can't square that. But I get where you're coming from, and I take that 100%.
So basically, all my point was is that the fact of the people that are literally disabled in one shape or form or other, that they don't know how to word it. Whereas the person who, say for example, wants to gain the benefit and is not disabled can literally, because they know what words to use, what symptoms to use, and they know the system through and through. They can get through they can slip through the cracks.
Right. Yeah, I get what you're saying, and you know that type of benefit fraud is like it's so negligible in the grand scheme of trying to, you know, save money and reform the system. It's, you know, it's the amount of money, time, and effort that's put into investigating people for benefit fraud is incredible compared to the amount of time, money, and effort that's put into investigating, you know, corporation fraud.
Facts.
You know, if we're going to compare, so what's happened in that application is the public outcry has been, well, I'm working X amount of hours and I'm hardly earning anything at all, and there's all these people on benefits and they're just living the life entirely, and really that's like a distortion.
Like mobility, they get mobility, disabled badge. You know, there's a lot of advantages.
The disabled badge is very hard to get. You can only get that from your local authority, and it's your local authority that has to decide. It's not the DWP that decides whether you get a blue badge. Okay, so
how does mobility work? Because obviously everyone's on. I've seen a lot of people who claim mobility, and they can go to. Am I right in saying so? They can go to car showroom and pick up a brand new car
Right, yeah. So how that would work is that you under personal independence payment, okay, there are two components. There's a care component and there's a mobility component. In order for you to get the enhanced rate for mobility, you need to get 12 points. Now, it is extremely hard for you to get 12 points. Okay, there are people that I speak to daily. They have serious secondary progressive MS, and because they're able to move more than 20 meters, they cannot get the mobility car. So what's happened is people that have been on DLA under a different criteria for 20 odd years, and they've been able to have a mobility car. Now, bearing in mind, because you have two components, you have a care component and a mobility component, if you want to take the mobility car, you don't receive the mobility element anymore. You only receive the care component, because you're getting the car, so you don't get the full amount. Do you see? So, and it's really hard for people to be able to show that they meet those activities. It's very hard. It's not easy. So rest assured, if somebody is receiving PIP at the enhanced rate, they have been through hell to get there.
I agree, because I know someone actually who's got bad arthritis, and literally the lady, she got her benefits taken away from her.
Yeah,
which was actually quite sad, because she's literally suffering.
Yeah. And with the thing with arthritis is that people look at that and think, oh, that's not really a disability, but it's extremely debilitating and chronic pain.
Especially in this country as well. So the temperature change makes a massive difference as well,
It is extremely painful for people with arthritis, and there's I believe there's an arthritis society, and they're trying to bring awareness about that, to people, because there's certain disabilities, especially indivisible disabilities, like autism, where people look at them and say, well, there's nothing wrong with you. And it's like, that's not the case. Like, people really are suffering. And from my experience, people try to play down their disabilities, and that's not going to be, advantageous for you to play that down, because that's like the British way, isn't it? To I'm all right, I'm okay, I don't need any help, I'm not going to go and see the doctor. But really, well and truly, you need to, and it's about changing people's minds and changing people's perceptions of disability. So for me, I'm coming from a perspective of disability. I do tend to sometimes deal with work-related issues, but from my point of view, I'm talking from a perspective of very vulnerable people who are disabled, who have been completely, left behind by this Tory executive over the last 10 years.
Yeah, it's sad, and the Tories know what they're doing as well.
Absolutely, of course they do.
Yo, brother.
Big up family.
Big up everyone on the panel, man. Come on. No, we do, man. This one's a wavy one still, man. Come on. You know what, yeah? Gaza, man, say, come on. Come on, every time you say Gaza, man, say. Yeah, big up everyone in the chat, man. Alta, DM, big up Mills. Mills, this is my brethren, Dark Magician. Dark Magician, that's Mills. That's Captain Rambo. Introduced you first of all already.
Come on.
Big up everyone in the
salute to the general.
Big up everyone in the chat room in that still.
Guys, I have to go now.
Yeah, Captain's there still. Yeah, man. But yeah, that's what I was about to say, man. No, Dark Magician's got to run off still because he could only do till 9:30. And yeah, man, we're just gonna go in from here still.
Appreciate it. Thank you for your input.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, big up yourself, Dark Magician, bro.
It's nice to hear a different perspective. But one thing I wanted to say before it's dipped. One thing I wanted to say was, do you find that as a community, as a society, that we rely on government funding and government help more than maybe trying to and maybe rely on the disability than trying to maybe resolve the disability.
What do you mean? Go a bit further into that.
So, say for example, I'll use the example of the lady with arthritis, for example. Instead of maybe taking conventional medicine, maybe she should look into other remedies that might help her symptoms or help the root cause of a problem.
Yo, Captain, one sec. Captain, you're not on mute, you know, fam. You can hear your phone call, fam. Yo, just a warning for everyone, yeah. If on the StreamYard thing, phone call, we can hear it as well, yeah. So, yeah. Make sure you mute up your mic anytime you're not. Yeah. So, yeah, big up Nash Lion, a new name in the chat. I ain't seen you before. Well done. All right, let me just go through the roll call of everyone that's in the chat so far, yeah, so I can big them up. Sin man can't say I never big them up, yeah. So, we got Suramander White, Wizard in the building, you get me? Ultra Funky, all ill and all that. Man, like AC, my G, Big Sister 9E for 99, you know how we do. Got Rafu in the building. We got Princess Dominique. We got TYL, one of my G's, come on. Got Chemo Ben Israel, one of the day oneers. Trust me, Dark Magician. We got Samaya Ra, come on, big up yourself, sister. Yeah, and Mills Turk. And what was it? I had someone else was in there still. I was like Shiny X saying Bun Dark Magic. yeah, man. She never got the memo. Still, he's not a magician. He's not a real magician. Yeah, man. Hey, Jose the Melo. Big up yourself. Christian Malik in the building. Sending shout outs. Big up yourself. And big up Frank Funk. Yeah, man, I see you. I'll type Frank Funk. My G, I'm on. Patman D. Is it Kamali? Yeah, Patman D. Kamali, come on. Man, like Harry Faz said, big up the Salafis. Yeah, but even though we're not talking about religion. Nash Lion. Man said, big up the panel and everyone in the chat. Yeah, I love that still.
Big up.
But go on then, yeah. So I picked everyone else on us, so we can get back to the topic, man.
Yeah, man. So this is my fear that I find that people. Yeah, so basically, people are more relying on. Actually, people are pushing themselves to the disability side, and literally, I feel like society is making us, fall victim to our illness instead of maybe finding a solution to the illness. So, for example, I have to tell you all my symptoms. I have to tell you all the troubles that I'm going through, and that's the time that I'll get help from the government instead of maybe. So basically, I need a disability for me to get an allowance instead of maybe helping. What's it called? Rehabilitation. So basically, trying to get them back into normal life or normal ways of life. Maybe try to look for
so they can be self-dependent or whatnot.
Exactly.
So you can be self-dependent, yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, let's be honest. People are relying on benefits more than they're relying on. They're slave to the system where they go to the doctors. The doctor's telling them, yeah, you got this illness, and that's it. That's all the doctor says. I can't do anything for you no more. I just give you a certain prescription that you got to take on a daily basis. But apart from that, you're gonna have to live with this for the rest of your life, and then that's it. We accept that. Go on the government funding, and boom. You're never gonna get out of that cycle. There's no end to it.
Obviously, I know what you're talking about, and for YouTube purposes, I'm gonna say obviously you don't mean everyone, like every single person on the disability allowance. You mean the people that have got a recovering chance and whatnot. You know what I mean? That could get help to rehabilitate, to be self-sufficient.
Of course. It's like, I'm not trying to say the person with one leg, he's gonna grow another leg. No, that's not what I'm saying. But maybe the person with the one leg, you might be able to get him a what they called? Is it not prostate? Fucking
Prosthetic.
yeah, that's
prosthetic
it.
leg.
Yeah. Say that again. What's the word?
Well, it's cutting out. Prosthetic.
Prosthetic. Yeah, get him a prosthetic leg, you know,
Yeah,
to try and help him, you know, to get him out of this cycle, because it's actually depressing. Like, if you actually sit there and you talk to someone with a disability, you know, it's like, yeah, you're just stuck in a depression. You're stuck in a circle. You're stuck in a rabbit hole that, you know, some people just can't come out of, or don't even see the light of, or don't even look up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's like this universal credit thing. It just seems like, again, the people at the bottom get tread on, stepped all over, and the people at the top just have everything. You know what I'm saying? Right, 1 sec, yeah.
No problem. Yeah, exactly that, man. They just make you more dependent on society, you know? They just made it harder. You're forever a slave to the system. You know, there's no way getting away. Instead of making it easier or helping people to come out of that certain mind state or certain physiological state, yeah, they're literally making people worse. They're not even making people better, which is quite sad to see, you know, especially when you see it in day-to-day life and you know someone that's maybe got a disability and see their struggles yourself firsthand. It's pretty dark. It's pretty dark. But yeah, man, it's mad. What's good, Captain? What's your opinion?
Yo, fam. Yeah, I just got you might have to go on a monologue for a sec. Yeah, I just got something else out in the background. Still, real life problems, and that's no. But
it's real in the day.
Yeah, man, it's real in the door, yeah, trust me. But 1 sec, yeah.
I'm telling you, this is real life, man. Literally, people are. It's actually quite sad because you've got the people who are ill that need the help and they're not getting it. Then you've got the people that don't need the help and that just wants that extra little bit of change, and they know the system and they know certain loopholes, so they're taking advantage of it. And then you've got the people above who are just sitting there watching all this unfold and they're just profiting off it. And that's what it comes down to. Profit from it, or they get some sort of gain. They're definitely gaining in some shape or form, even if it's death. You know, Dark Magician was saying a lot of people have died as a result of this, and maybe that's what they're trying to achieve. I know it sounds a bit far-fetched, but this is what these people at the top don't give a fuck. They seriously don't care.
This system has a way of doing it to you, though, bro. You know, making a lot of these people, bro. Well, I tell you the truth, man. You lot answered everything already, bro. I can't even really add to it. You know what I'm saying? No, it's true, bro. And I ain't gonna try and make a conversation out of nothing. But, bro, everybody.
Do you know anyone that's got a disability, just out of interest?
Who had
You?
I know a lot of people, bro. I used to be on incapacity and all of that crap. You know, yeah. And one thing about a lot of these benefits, if they're paying your rent, paying your travel costs, paying everything for you, you don't even want to work after 6-7 months. Some people rip themselves off, bro. Like, they've been on incapacity. Remember, a lot of people just had normal accidents. By the time they get their benefits, they're like, fuck that, bro. And they worked for that 20 years before. You know what I mean? And the main problem about any of these social benefits, you must ask questions. Because if you don't ask questions, you don't know what's available for you, bro. And that's the biggest loophole what's in the social system. People don't ask questions, and people don't know. you know what it is? You can sit in the job centre and just ask them a couple of things and boy, all certain access is there for you, bro. That's the problem with certain people. Some people don't really know the system, so when they do claim for their benefits, they'll only go with what their advisors will tell them. But the advisors won't not supposed to tell you, but you have. If by asking your advisors questions what relate to your problems, they have to open that door for you, and you find out there's many doors, bro. It's a fucking big mansion. You always
I
stand
could
by.
tell.
It's a
I
big
can
mansion.
agree. I've had that same experience, Captain.
Yeah,
Same
It's a-
experience. So I joined Universal Credit after losing my license. I don't know if you heard. I lost my license. It wasn't drink driving. Before you ask, it was speeding. I got
Shit,
too many
man.
speeding tickets.
Yeah,
It's all good. I learned from my lesson, but I had to jump on Universal Credit for financial reasons, and basically, the guy just, it's just normal. He didn't. There was no motivation there. There was nothing. I was telling him everything that I want to do. That I'm looking for jobs, that I'm actually trying to think. He didn't give a fuck, to be quite frank. And when I asked him, look, is there any courses that I can do so I can come out these 6 months, this 6-month ban, and be a bit more educated, or have a qualification behind me on top of the skills that I do have? The guy was like, no, the most we can do is give you £400 off a course. So I went to college and I was like, yo, can I do this course? And they were like, yeah. I was like, look, I just started Universal Credit. How much is the course? They said, well, if you're on Universal Credit, it's free. I was like, what? They were like, yeah, if you're on Universal Credit, your course is free. And I was like, what the fuck? The guy that I went back to him, and you know what he said? So I played him at his own game. So I was like, yo, so if I wanted to do, for example, I don't know, electrician course, how much of it would you pay? The guy was still like to me, yeah, we can only give you maximum £400. I was like, so what? I won't get it free for Universal Credit. He was like, no. I was like, you sure? Because I went to the college, I said to him, man, yeah. I was like, I went to the college and they said I can have it for free. The guy was like, bare stuttering. Yeah. It was like, actually, what course is it? I was like, yeah, MVQ for electrician. He was like, yeah, we do pay for it, but you got to show evidence that you've been paid from Universal Credit. I was like, bruv, I asked you like 5 times, and you said to me, no, the max you can do is 400. So why are you playing that game? And the guy was like, literally, he just didn't give a fuck.
you know why? Most of your advisors go there like me and you. They're only doing a 8.5 hour shift. They don't give a fuck. If you ask them how much do they get paid, they don't get paid no more than a £10.50 an hour, bro. Yeah. And remember this: the difference between you and them, they're just employed. So half of them advisors don't really know the drill. When you know those veterans, when you used to sign on when you're 17, and you say, fuck that, I ain't signing on again. Bam, the man sees you when you're 22. Bam, I ain't signing on. Then the man sees you when you're 32. None of them type of people, they're the ones who will help you out. I'm telling you, there's so much you could claim for, but they're not allowed to really tell you. That's the problem. It's a guessing game out here, bro.
It's nuts, isn't it? It's fucking nuts.
No, seriously, listen to this. The people who get bare benefits for their youth, get disabled car, they're the people who know the loopholes. The people who just about to get their rent paid for and get their get written off and get their money every week or month, they're the ones who don't really know as much. Remember, when you're disabled, you should be having a car what's altered to your ability, bro. That's
It has to be. That's a fact. Otherwise, how are you going to get around? Yo, Captain. Is it my internet? Yo. Captain.
yo.
You there?
Yeah, man.
Sorry, bro. You cut out, man.
me.
I know I didn't hear you. All you just cut out.
Oh, man. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Now I can hear you. I heard fucking hell, man.
Yeah, man. No, I was just saying, innit, basically, yeah. Like people who's on disabled benefits is entitled for transportation, is entitled for the whole. Bro, if you're on disabled benefit, by the way, you're not meant to have stairs. You're meant to have a slope. You're meant to have lifts. You're meant to have your whole house should be altered for your disabled use. They're meant to come in, even especially if you were to council, they're meant to come in and put in all these disabled help points for you. Like give you open up your rooms a bit more. Bro, it's so much, bro, but they don't want to give that out to people, bro. You understand?
Facts.
Yeah, no, bro. Too much loopholes in the system, but I'm telling you the truth, bro.
Do you know what it is as well, though, Rambo? Yeah, you got to remember that the people, like the conservatives, they're taking full advantage of all these loopholes. So in a way, I can't blame other people taking advantage. Say normal people are people in society are taking advantage of the system, because it's like monkey see, monkey do. You know, we're seeing all these politicians, for example. What was that tax scam that these lot are putting mad things on the tax bill that they don't have to pay no more?
Facts.
Yeah, these men are putting mad things on their tax bill, and then we're sitting there, and what did they get? They didn't even get. They got what? Slap on the wrist. What for, like 30 grand, 40 grand worth of fucking expenses, and
but
and
we
no
do it now. We do it now. They'll take you to jail. That's what it's there for. They got benefit fraud. That's purposely put in place for. This is the problem with this benefit fraud stuff as well. Like, where you got to see between the lines. Most of these stuff they put out is to counteract everything else. So when you got benefit fraud, yeah, it's really there for people to inform on you, meaning that okay, you live there, you won't benefit. This guy's not on benefits. He's been working. It creates that bad-minded business about it as well, bro. Oh yeah, you're signing on. You don't even really know a man's background, yeah, or you don't really know a woman's background. You don't really know a woman's, well, the family's background. It creates a selfishness where people snitch, people informing, bare stuff, you know, in this benefit fraud crap. It's that, you know what I'm saying to you, bro?
Yeah.
Anyway, bro.
It's mad because it's just really upsetting, because it's like, look, no matter what we do, it's if what they're trying to do is sort this problem out bottom up, when really and truly it should be top down.
Exactly.
You see where I'm going with this? So they're trying to fix the things, say in the hierarchy that we know today, from the bottom. So they're trying to get the people in society from the bottom, when really and truly our leaders, or the people that we call leaders, should be set an example, which they're not. So we can't expect. All right, for example, I've seen kids on the roadside, yeah, literally acting a fool. But then again, when you see their parents, it's like, oh, I see why you're acting a fool now. You see where I'm going with this? But when you see another kid, I don't know, with his head down, standing next to his mum, you know his mum's taught him, his mum set an example, and he's living by it. So, you know, it's as simple as that. So it's not going to be the child change it. All right, it can be the child changes and changes his mother, but the likelihood is the child learned off his mother or off the parents. And that's the way I look at it in society. The people that are meant to be leading us, that are meant to be the spokespeople for us, are not doing that.
Exactly. Anyway,
I agree. I agree with that magician. He's been saying that people feel ashamed to claim benefits, but no, man.
No, sorry to cut you, yeah, bro. I've got to go for a bit, yeah. I want to salute you and say, do you know what, Mills? When I see you, you know, bro, you know, it's a big, strong fucking hug, you know.
Come on, family.
But yeah, man,
You've been missed, man.
I miss you, bro.
Don't make this gap long again, bro.
No, I won't, bro. But salute, bro. and you know what?
Hey, Captain,
You know what?
big up yourself, my brother.
No, hold on. I'm gonna still listen to the chatting team, but I've got to
Alright.
do a few
You got to
things.
jump
But
off quickly.
you know what I love
Yeah.
though? I like when young people I like when you guys talk, the younger man them talk, bro. See, sometimes it's really nice to hear the young people talk because the way how the system has focused on you lot is making people don't want to listen to you lot. But you lot's got so much. You lot's got
perception
so much
and that.
knowledge. Yeah, man, you lot's got so much knowledge and wisdom. You know what I want to do as an elder for 20 minutes? Fucking listen to you lot. So I'm backing up.
Yeah, big up yourself, man.
Captain.
You know what I want to do? I want to listen to you lot, bro. I don't want to always talk all the time. You know what I mean? You know what I like is you men that's walked with me for a while now, and it's so nice that I feel I could pass my baton over. Fucking hell. You understand where I'm coming from? Yeah, bro. Mills, salute, bro. Yeah?
Come on.
Big up.
Rambo's retiring, yeah? Is that what you're telling me?
Bro, man, listen, fam. Nobody always talk to no grey hair, man. Yeah? With grey beard, talking to daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Captain, before you go, yeah? Remember that what you sent me a message about, yeah? Do you want to quickly plug that?
Okay, people, this is very important. Organizations, basically, what I don't want to do is, I don't have the flower on me, but what I want to say is on the 12th of October, there is a campaign going on called Let Our Youths Live. It's going around all over London, right up to even to Manchester. Different areas is coming together, standing in solidarity of the youth crime. Stuff what gang used to do, but this is an organization was calling out everybody to come. I will be doing. I will be speaking from one of the events there. Let me start again. I'm fucking God.
Rewind. Pull up.
Rewind. Basically, on the 12th of October, the Saturday, nationwide, we'll be all marching, standing in solidarity with a standing in solidarity about the ongoing knife and gun crime going on throughout the community. You got Croydon doing it, you got Brixton doing it, you got Peckham doing it, you got North London, Hackney's doing it, you got Redbridge doing it, many different areas is doing it. So I'm asking you lot, if you really give a fuck about these youths and you really give a fuck about your community, join up at these events and be there. It's all in every area. All the news is all on social media, especially Instagram. I don't think I could put a picture up on here or anything, but I will give the brothers them more clearer details once I've got the flyer in front of me. I'm just learning how to do this live stream, and I'm sorry, bro. It sounds like a bit of a mess, but if you follow me on Instagram, yeah, Captain J Rambo on the Instagram, all that information going about what's going on in the community is all up on there. So it's like the 12th of October, we're calling all communities to come out. I don't care if you're fucking black, I don't care if you're white, I don't care if you're Christian, Muslim. This is not about us, this is about the youth. We are saying we are had enough of this gun crime, and there is no black gangs no more. There are all multicultural gangs. There ain't no white gangs no more like that. There are all interracial, and because I always put the youth, life of, I always feel that the youths are important because the youths are the men and women of tomorrow. So I'm saying, please get involved. If you need any more information, hit me up. Hit up Bigger. Reddy's got the info as well. Yeah,
Come
man,
on.
it's all patterned up. It don't matter if you gang or anything. We're all about guiding our new generation, innit? We're all about our
Sheep.
community. Step out. If you want to go to Brixton and be involved in the Brixton one, do that. If you want to be involved in the Dulwich and Peckham one, be involved. If you want to be in the one involving Hackney, if you want to be involved in one in Hammersmith, if you want to be involved in Manchester, wherever you at, just get down and be involved, and let's make our voices heard, because the government ain't doing nothing, and we is going to end up having a civil war, because some people is going to become vigilantes, and we don't want that. We know that the media and the propaganda is focusing on the youths, and we know being involved with the youths is not always that, but we need to support, we need to make our voices heard, we need to lock down London, lock down all major cities, we need to get our voices heard, we need to really help these youths out in it, we need to really show our support for the community now, youth. So big up, bro. Right. Big up, Don, yeah? Yo, big up. Yo, really, I'm gone now, no? Mills, big up. Big up everybody in the chat. Big up everybody on the panel. Big up yourselves. I'm gone.
Yo, big up the family. Yeah, I just had to pop out quick. What's everyone saying? Big up Rambo though. Definitely be linking up. Bit definitely gonna holler you about that. Need to link up for the youths. It's really important, especially everyone's who's grown up in London. We sit there and we complain that we had no one there to support us. Instead of then, if you know that feeling, yeah, you should know that feeling of not having support. So it's only real that you go and support the thing yourself. Yeah, that's my personal belief. It's like, for example, I can give you a prime example. If, for example, you've seen your mum get physically abused by her partner or your dad, and then you go and beat up your wife, it's not a good look. Yeah, but if you learn from it and you do, and you vow not to do that, and you support yourself, switch it up, basically, man. Switch it up. Switch it
Yes,
up.
Millsy, my G, come on. You know how
Come
we
on,
have to do,
family.
man. Keep
Come on.
it going out there. Trust me, because
I'm telling you, man, we need to support. We need to show our support. People are like, yeah, no. But look, you sit there and
you know your
support
camera's
other.
on. You know that
Say that?
your camera's on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just letting you know that you knew your camera's on still.
All
But
good,
carry on.
It's all good, man. Fucking yeah, man. What was I saying? I forgot. Fucking. You show your support to all these other things. I'm sure everyone's got a mobile phone that they pay on a monthly basis. Yeah, you sit there supporting financially, But what we're asking for is to come and, physical presence. Come and show your face. Come and share your experiences with the younger generation. You got any ideas? Yeah. If you can't make it, maybe financially, there's loads of ways that someone can help.
Trust me.
If
It's
you don't
even
know,
like you don't even have to do nothing massive like major. You're going out to, you might teach a couple of kids how to read and write or something, or
this is what
teach someone how to change a tap or something. Like it don't have to be something super major for them. It might be just a small life skill that's going to help the person.
Or even sharing a story. 100.
Get me? Even just
100.
listening to what the
Yeah,
person's
bro.
saying. Then
This
just
is
that. Then
another thing I've
a couple of
realized as
times
well.
when we
Yeah,
go
the
to link the
younger
youth bills,
generation don't know how to
when we go and
talk.
link the youth meals, yeah, what happens? Man don't really say a lot. Man listens to what they're saying. Man, they don't really
Facts.
say a lot. It's only really an introduction. Oh, well, go out there, obviously, we're man from gang and blah, blah, blah. This one's this name and so and blah, blah, blah. And then really, it's listening to what the youths are saying. Do you know what I
Because
mean?
it's not about you, innit? It's not about you no more. Do you know what I mean? It's about the youths. And it's a different
Yeah.
time, it's a different era. This is what we like to forget, The same way, you'd compare yourself to your parents, it's two different times. And the same goes for you with the kids that are here, that are in this today. It's two different times, it's two separate experiences. So listening is probably the best solution. And it's hard. It's hard for the kids, to express their emotions. The society have made them. This is why a lot of, depression has gone up. A lot of these things because people don't know how to express their emotions.
Yeah. Trust me. Yeah, man. That's why man's saying that. Man's trying to do these streams where man actually talk about actual issues rather than chatting about a person specifically. This one said this or that one said that. Man's trying to talk about issues and how man can fix the issues, innit?
No, facts. Man always comes away from this like learning something, like feel like you gained something out of it.
Yeah.
Learn something new.
Yeah, man. Hey, big up Anonymous in the chat, man. Yeah, big up man like Nobody as well. Big up Captain in the chat as well. Yeah, Dark Magician, Princess Dominique, 9th is still there. Hey, big up Carnito still. I didn't see you was in the back chat for ages, man. I was outside, didn't it? When I did you probably hung up still by then. So if you want to jump on again, there's the links in the chat still.
Come jump in, whatever you want to talk about. I mean, yeah, man. I hear Dark Magician talking about, how is the system, about the monetary system, how the central banks make money. That's a big one, to actually learn the system that you're in is a fraud before you even begun.
That's Dark Magician dropping them gems there still. Yeah, he's got the Dark Magician name, but he don't do magic still. Tries to spit facts out here, innit? And fix the issues out here still. So definitely one of the guys on my team.
Come on. Just trying to get this one.
Trying to get through still.
Trying to get through. We should be getting dough, man. We should be making it. Another thing, tax exemptions. You know what? I didn't realize how these rich people are getting rich. I'm like, yo, I swear the rich people get taxed like 50%. Yeah? But it's not. It's the middle class that get taxed.
It's the middle class, yeah.
The fucking rich don't pay shit, bro. They literally don't pay tax. They know all the tax loopholes, all the tax exemptions. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's a fucked up thing still.
Yeah, I was doing research on it, yeah. So the way you get tax exemption is if you do something that the government can't do.
Like
housing, for example. I know the government do have housing, but there's a shortage in housing.
right? So if you're a landlord
Mm-hmm.
and you've got
And offer your
enough
services for
properties
rent.
to let, but do you know what? Actually,
Yeah.
I know a landlord that's got a few flats here, and they were saying there's a new tax law that's coming that's hurting them at the moment. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
and that was a few years ago though. Still, so I know.
Oh yeah, do you
Not
know what
still,
that is?
still.
That's hurting them because they can't have 10 man in the yard no more. You can't have 10 man
No,
in
but
the yard
this
no
it
more.
wasn't a
You need
slum landlord though. Still, I gotta say, I gotta speak on behalf of this landlord. It wasn't a slum landlord.
okay.
It was for professional professional families or professional singles. You know what I mean? Like with your partner. Right, it's
Mm.
gonna be hard.
Yeah. No, I don't know that still.
Yeah, man.
Didn't know about
Yeah,
that
man. It's
still.
peak out here, bro. Trust me, car. Yeah, man. It's like no one, even the poor people or people that are classed as poor, don't have no feelings for the people at the bottom.
Yeah.
Or, not like feelings here, but it's like don't want to because forget about feelings, innit? Man don't care about if you feel sorry for man. I don't need that, bro. Man needs actual actions, innit? Things that's gonna tangible solutions, which is a light at the end of the tunnel sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like looking for
Yeah.
looking for lights at the end of the tunnels, cuz like,
The thing is, you need
and
to
it's
first of all know that there is light in the tunnel because it's hard. Because the mentality, the thought process is there ain't no light at the end of the tunnel. So to say to someone that there is light at the end of the tunnel, it's really hard because you got to get them out the mindset that they're in already. And this is where the difficulty lies. How can you convince someone
yeah,
that's in the code that they're in come out of it? It takes something major, man.
it's hard,
Literally,
man.
I don't know who's that.
Yeah, sorry, it's me still. Yeah, big up man like Ziriab, my AG. Come on,
Come on,
another one of my shooters, you know.
who's that?
Just see, let me send the link for my AG there. But yeah, man, let me just read out this from Dark Magician. Please declare all of your income as the HMRC now communicates with the DWP departments to let them know all of all capitals and incomes. You'll be investigated for benefit fraud.
Okay, that's in relation to people who are claiming benefit, right?
Mm.
So if on my books, say for example, I'm claiming benefits, and then on my financial end of year statement, I don't write that I'm claiming benefit, they can find out, right?
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
and then you'll
Yeah,
get done for
I knew
benefits fraud.
a lot of Kurdish people that were doing that, man. They were taking full advantage,
Yeah,
full fucking
it's like
advantage.
obviously I understand why they don't want people to scam benefits or whatever, yeah. But it's like, why aren't they trying to stop the people at the top that's got super tax havens, Google and them man that they're saving billions of pounds in tax? That when there's people homeless, kids homeless, there's kids homeless on the street, yeah, differently, yeah. There was a story, yeah, that I forgot to say about Dark Magician. He told me about it, and I wanted him to go into it, man, about a lady that's living in the street with 6 kids
What?
on flipping on benefits. Yeah, she got 6 kids, bro, and she's living homeless on the roads.
No, man. And I bet you the
You get
youths
me?
are small as well, bro.
Little primary school youths and secondary school youths at the oldest.
Man.
Trust me.
It's fucking sad, bro. And and it always falls down to us. Like, the government don't want to do nothing. But sometimes I feel like we got
Yeah,
to pressure them into doing stuff.
yeah, man. That's what was one of the stories I wanted DM to go into today still, because yeah, that one got me still. Like I was like, wow, when I saw that, he showed me about it, innit? And when I saw that, I was disappointed, man.
Yeah, because you put yourself in that woman's shoes. That's why you're thinking. Imagine me and my family were out in the cold.
Yeah.
Not saying that you will, or if you did, you'll be like that. It's not the point. You just
Yo,
try.
Velly. Yo,
Yo,
bro. Hey, listen, Velly.
Come
Are
on.
you going to be doing this more? This life.
Yeah. It's gonna be like a once a week thing, innit? Like, obviously, like Dark Magician, I've got my business as well. He's got work and all that as well.
So what? Black Magic has got his own thing set it up, yeah.
Yeah, no. Dark Magician, he's man. He's my brethren, innit? So
No, bro.
yeah,
Your brethren
he
are
was-
my brethren. Say nothing, bro. Don't explain.
yeah, but basically, obviously he does a lot of work with poor people, and he's a solicitor that does a lot of work with poor people on benefits, trying to help them out and all them sort of things. Yeah, so it's obviously that's like stuff like the man them rate. You get me?
Yeah, man. Was that the brother who was first talking? Was that the brother who was talking? When I was talking.
Yeah, the very first guy.
Yeah.
The very first guy that was talking. You have to jump off at 9:30. Yeah, man. And true, that was the first, obviously, because we was doing shows before. We was trying to plan them out, but he got snowed under with work, and I got caught up with some other bits as well. So when I saw that story as well, I was like, nah, even if you do a quick hour or something, you just got to jump on and share that story, innit? Like, let the people know that if you're getting your rent sent to you on this universal credits thing, just pay the landlord, innit?
Yeah,
pay the landlord for the rent.
Do you know what I used
Make
to
a direct debit out of your, so it comes straight out. You know them ones, so it comes straight out.
No.
Like a bill.
Hold on. This is what you do. When it says to you, would you like this to be paid to your account?
No, it's not like that no more, bruv.
What?
It's going straight to your thing now. It's not. There's not a choice for it to be sent to the landlord.
Bumper clap, bruv. Make sure your landlord.
Yeah, man.
Food, you know?
That's what I'm saying. It's not a choice for it to be sent to the landlord.
Don't give a fuck about you and your family. All he wants is his money. He might be to take maybe 6 months of your bullshit, but bruv, 6 months times £800 a month ain't really good. Get me? Yeah. Nobody ain't have you up in their house. You gotta be homeless. And what they've been doing is women who's got more than 3, 4 kids. They're not even entitled that, so they're cutting them down now. So they're not even giving people yards and all of that no more. Bro, all I will say to a lot of people, try to work yourself off with the benefit, try to be self-sufficient, try to be self-governed. Yeah, that's where you want to aim to. Don't care how you do it, try and get to yourself, try and find some stability where you can govern yourself. If you ain't working, try and do anything to support yourselves.
Rambo, what you doing? So people like I'm someone that's sitting there who's struggling. Yeah, the first thing I'm gonna think is, what are you doing? Are you doing these things that you're saying? That's the first thing that someone.
Tell you what. Thank you for doing that. That's why I always set myself an example. I'm a self-employed security. Plus, I always do. I'm a delivery driver as well. Yeah. So when I can't get when one work is kind of drying out, I can always fall back on other things, bro. I haven't even sold drugs or I should say I haven't been on the road. I haven't been road active for the past 15 years, bro.
I'm glad you said that, Rambo, because the first thing I was thinking when you said any means possible, the first thing that I think before I even think about a job is
robbing, thieving, shotting drugs, yeah, doing certain fraud. I know how it goes, bro, but everything's all tied up. I always say, you know what? You gotta get your hands dirty sometimes. What it is, it's different. Some women has the ability to do hairdressing, but they just don't do it because they don't. Maybe they haven't got the confidence to do hairdressing. Same thing with guys who can do hair cutting, like barbers. You just have to fall back on certain things. That's why I kind of be real with you. I could always fall back onto my bricklaying because when I left school, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. My mum and dad said to me, I don't care what you do, just put yourself in college. And then if it happens, you just fall back on it. I went and did a bricklaying level 2 and 3, and I'm qualified as a bricklayer.
Come on.
I went
Big up,
and
Rambo, before you carry on, but bang, there. If you're still young, go back into education, get
ah,
the
can I
trade
say
you
something?
need,
If you under the age of 25, bro, no, I'm being honest with you. If you under the age of 25, sitting home right now on an incapacity benefit, remember September's just started, you know, bro. There's still courses going on. Try to get yourself in the course, innit? And by the time a year comes, 2 years come. Remember, if you're in a job set, remember they can't really offer you work. You are studying now. They will leave you alone a bit. You just go through your college, go through your NVQs, whatever you want to do, your own subjects. Try not to be like everybody. Try to do something what you want to do, and go for it. But while you're under the age of 25, yeah, because the system don't really help you after that, you know. When you're over the age of 25, the system kind of looks to you as a male or mature adult where they don't really need to house you. They don't really need to look about you. If you're homeless if you're homeless in the age of 30, it's going to be more difficult. While you're under the age of 25, you're not getting on with your parents for some reason, yeah, or you're staying at your auntie's house, you got hostels available for you to put yourself on the housing uh, ladder, meaning housing registration, and do your thing. But I'm saying while you are under the age of 25, try and go all out. I bet you in the money in a year time, you wouldn't be coming and telling me no fuckery. I'm telling you, if you're under the age of 25, enroll yourself into college. Even you might have a degree, you know, take yourself to university. Yeah, patting up yourself. You know what I mean? And the last thing you should ever really do is hustle. Hustle means anything you want it to be. Hustling can be washing people's cars, cutting, trimming hedges. Hustling could be cleaning gardens. Yeah, man, removal
You think
business.
you can make money off anything, yeah? If you put
Yeah,
your mind
bro.
to it.
Hustle is hustle, bro. You know, hustle is hustle. What
How
is good
hard do
for
you
you
want this
might
money?
not be good for everybody, innit? Like you
No,
could
this is the problem. People don't know. People think, oh no, I wouldn't do that. I don't want to do that. But you don't realize it's minor. Doing something minor for a small change. So some people say, I'm not washing
exactly,
people's clothes. But you
exactly,
don't realize you do 10 of those, bro. You're on at least 150. Some people don't even earn 150 in a week, and you're earning that
bro.
in a day.
Mills. You know,
Yo, yo, is it my thing? Okay. Yo, people, is it me or come on? It's what you believe as well, you know. It's the mindset. It's what you do on a day to day. Captain, if you can hear me, bro, we've lost you, man. You've gone.
I could hear you, boy, but no, can't hear me now. No way, bro. It's all
Yo, big up on here, Captain, I think. But he was making some bad boy points. I'm not even gonna lie. Even if it's not what you want to do, yeah. Because let's be honest, when you finish school, you don't really know what you want to do. When I was that age and I just left school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I might have had a clue, but
Yo, fam, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, big up, Mills. Hey, Mills, listen, I need to fly out, you know.
you done.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I need to fly out still, man.
Yeah.
I've got to fly down the road real quick still, man, obviously, and there's no one for you to go back and forth with, innit? And my battery's on 1%, so it's not even going to make it to the car without the charger, you get me? Hey, but saying nothing anyway, man. Hey, big up Raspet. He's live on his channel right now anyway, so everyone jump over to there, get some pasa and all them things there. Like, yeah, man, we're going to wrap this one up early today, yeah? I'm going to drop this one on Valley Vision Global Waivers as well, so we can get a replay.
October the 12th, yeah?
Yeah, man. Come and say nothing, man. You know how we do, man. Yeah, man. You know how we do,
Come
man.
on.
Touch
Big up
one,
everyone.
touch two. Guiding a new generation. Guiding a new generation. Yeah, man. Big up your brother. Big up yourself, Mills. Big up Captain for jumping
Come
on.
on.
Big up everyone in the chat who left a comment. Everyone who didn't leave a comment, big up yourselves. Anyone who left a thumbs up, big up yourselves. Anyone who left a thumbs down,
Come on, big up.
Can I leave you
whatever.
something? I want to say one thing, yeah, before we go. I want to say one thing before we go, yeah. If you think that you can't do nothing, yeah, tell someone on the road. You see a kid, talk to him, man. Tell them exactly what you're hearing. Give them your opinion, man. Give them some sort of guidance. Even if you think, no, I'm not going to go talking to them. No, just do it. Trust me.
All right. Listen, yeah. Big up everyone that came through. Big up Mills for dropping them gems. I like the way you drop them little gems here and there, man. You're a positive guy, man. So big up yourself for staying positive all the time still. Yeah, man. We like that stuff. Yeah, big up. You know how we do, man. I'm going to lock it off right now.